welcome to The Big Bite with me, Sunny, and my lovely wife, Shay.
As always here, we talk about everything from music, lots of food, and first on the show, we like to have a bit of a topic of discussion.
And we like to bring in someone who's from the community or that said subject, and we'll talk about. Now, the elections are not that far around the corner. You might or might not have made up your mind which way you're going to go.
In the coming weeks, we are going to be joined by candidates from all parties to talk about the elections. And joining us today here on BritAsia TV, we're delighted to say that we have Sukhvinder Singh Sanghu, candidate for councillor in Handsworth Wood. Thank you so much for joining us, Sukhvinder. Now, I know that your close friends call you Sukhi, so as long as you're happy, we're going to call you Sukhi.
Sukhi's
Is that
fine
good?
with me.
Okay.
So now, straight away, I'm going to make a judgment here. Are you standing for Labour?
No.
How come? Because now it's traditionally,
yes,
like you're sitting there right now, and there's a lot of people probably watching at home and thinking, this man should be Labour. He's such a traitor. When did he jump the ship and what have you? So traditionally, you know, the Sikhs and the working community normally go with Labour. Why are you going to the other side, or have you always been Conservative?
In thought, I've always been Conservative.
Right.
My parents always used to vote Labour. When I chose the Conservative Party, I went against the grain, like a black sheep I am. Right. There you go. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But Conservative, when our parents came over,
right.
I'm talking about the whole community now.
Asian community, that's...
Asian, blacks, all the immigrants really.
Right.
When they came over, traditionally, they had labour class jobs.
Right.
And the only people that represented them were the trade unions. So automatically, everybody was Labour. Yeah, Labour's good for us. Second, third generation now, you know what? We've sown our seeds. We're affluent people now.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our own businesses. You have to change your time, evolution.
Right.
You know what? You have to jump ship now because we're Conservative now.
So now, what is it about the Conservative Party that can offer us in business that the Labour Party can't? Or even the Liberal Democrats and some of the other parties that are out there?
Traditionally, I mean, if you look at the core values of Conservative, quite simple. And they actually align with our religion as well.
Right.
Like hard work.
Okay.
Kam karo, kirt karo.
Right.
Kirti kamai. Yeah. We've got family values, religious values. Them 3 or 4 values actually align with our religion. And I'm not saying from a religion point of view, but these are the values I actually value in my own life. You know, education. You know, we forefront education.
Okay.
There's an area that I'd like to focus on for a moment, if I can, because we'll continue talking about your own perspective and the fact that you are running for candidate for councillor in Handsworth Wood. But most recently, Afzal Amin, Tory candidate for Dudley North, has resigned. It's been very, very controversial. What's your perspectives on him? You know, there's been a lot of discussion most recently that we don't have enough diversity and ethnicity within all of the parties. For this to happen and for Afzal Amin, in some ways, he was looked upon as representing the South Asian community, regardless of religion and background, and he's now had to resign. What's your perspective?
Perspective, I don't want to be judge and jury. I know he's resigned. I briefly met him a couple of weeks ago, to be honest. Very nice character. But my overall is collateral damage for political gain. It's a big no-no.
Right.
You can't, if he has done what they're saying he's done.
Well, there's video footage of it, and it's reported in the papers, and, you know, he might or might not have meant it the way he's saying he's meant it, but, you know, he has resigned on his own back.
Well,
I'll come in just for a moment for anyone who's watching right now and is not 100% up to date on the story. According to the papers, and I do appreciate, as you say, at the moment it is allegations, there is video footage that he's been seen discussing possible encouragement of actually starting a racist fight, a racist crowd, in which he would then come in and try to bring the community back together. I mean, that's not really how we should be seen at all, really, is it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if he has done what they're saying he's done, he should be brought to book.
Right.
And it's as simple as that. And that's about as far as it goes with me. You know what? I've actually come into this arena with a clean heart, with a clean vision. I don't want to be associated with anything like that at all.
Now, does it make it harder for, councillors like yourself? Because you're going for council seat, right? Am I right? And then there's the MP seats as well. That comes later on, does it?
It doesn't come later on. It depends which area of politics you actually want to cover.
Okay.
So I could have chosen an MP seat or whatever, but I thought I'd have a taster first.
So you want to stay local, do
Yeah.
something for your community,
Correct.
and see if it is actually right for you and if you can make a difference.
Exactly.
Okay, so does it make it harder for you to then stand where you have to almost defend, like we're asking this question, diverting your message and what you're about by covering stories like this? Because there's not a lot of, like Shay started with a statement, there is not a lot of Asian MPs in politics at the moment and in the members of parliament. So therefore, every time we have a potential candidate to go to the members of parliament, we then have to defend ourselves, or you have to defend yourselves by saying that, we're not all the same, we are different. And again, you're answering questions because of somebody else's actions.
To be honest, look, I've got into this and I've had a bit of a leg up as well.
Okay.
I come from a business trade. Yeah, my trade is printing.
Right.
So I end up meeting a lot of people in a lot of genres, and I ended up bumping into these people, and I showed a bit of an interest, and they says, come along for an interview."
Okay.
So you know what? Our people shy away from this, from politics. I mean,
Okay.
if you have a look at, say, I'm going to talk about the Sikh community now. I'm not talking about any other community. We're so underrepresented. We've got one MP in the House of Commons. It's ridiculous.
Right.
How affluent our people are. I'm talking about the Sikh community now.
Yeah.
That we're so underrepresented politically, and yet I'm going to go back to faith now. Our faith actually says that religion and politics is as one. Yet we've sidelined it.
But
and when it comes to democracy and stuff, again we've sidelined it.
I'd like to come in just for a moment. Let's focus on us being British. A lot of people who live in this country, whether they happen to be Christian, Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, is irregardless at the moment when we talk about politics.
Yeah.
So if we can for a second remove religion, and if we can for a second remove the fact that you are Sikh, and let's focus on some of the British problems. Okay, you were running for councillor, candidate for councillor in Handsworth Wood. What are you as a politician going to bring to the community, to the whole wider community in Handsworth Wood? Because at the end of the day, as you rightly said earlier on, you're not just representing Sikhs, you are representing British citizens, people who live in this country, whether they have immigrated here or they were born here.
My first protocol is, first of all, engage the younger community, a younger community as a whole. Then not look at each ethnicity as individuals. Within this week, I've had talks with the Eastern European community, the black community, the Hindu community, the Punjabi community. That's just, in just a few days.
Yeah.
And the overall message for myself is, we're a family. I'm going to be representing my family. If I'm going to be representing my family in my little constituency, you know what? I want to give it 110%. And look, I've got no political background. Yeah, I've got no political background. I'm just a person off the street wanting a bit of change. And far too long, in my ward I'm talking about now, far too long have we had the Labour monopoly. Basically, Labour, I've got 3 sitting councillors, they're in cushy-wushy jobs, yeah? You need a bit of opposition.
Okay.
For progression.
And do your local community, when you go out there and speak to them, when you're canvassing on the streets, do they want to change? Do they feel it's time for a change? And if it is a change, what kind of change are they asking for?
Well, this is the second or third time I'm doing this.
Right.
And the canvassing and the positive vibe I've got off the street so far, you know what? They all come out and turn around and say, look, we vote Labour.
Yeah.
You know what? It's time for a change. And they're openly taking my flyers off me and distributing them.
Okay.
Wow.
But then there is other candidates up there as well.
There are, but you know
Liberal
what?
Democrats. we have got UKIP as well.
Yep.
That are making a difference in the political scene at the moment. Do you find yourself in a position where you are up against these parties and thinking, have I got enough to offer them?
Well, let's put it this way. UKIP, if we get UKIP in, I'm telling you, we're going to be going so far back, it's not going to even be funny.
Let's for a moment focus on what you've just said though in terms of what you're offering. You've said you want to engage young people, but what is it in terms of, you're talking about change and the Labour Party, what exactly is it that you want to bring, if you do become councillor?
Basically, I want our younger community to actually engage with us. They don't want to know about politics these days.
Right.
people, the kids, they don't care about politics. They think it just happens and everything just goes along.
But is it the truth that they don't want to get engaged, or is it not they don't understand the language that's been told? If you ask a politician a straight question, yes or no, they won't get a yes or no answer. So therefore, young people are they are really intelligent and they're really informed. But at the same time, if somebody asks you, "Is that a cup of tea?" and they're saying, "Well, it has milk in it, and we have put some leaves in there," and then, is it a cup of tea? And that's all they want to know. And so sometimes getting the straight answers is where they get the frustration and disillusioned with politics, only because of the long-winded way when you're trying to get a yes/no answer from a politician.
Well, hopefully, when I come in,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I will have these yes and no answers.
So you'll have yes or no answers.
I hope so.
You heard it here on BritAsia, my friends.
Thank you so much
thank you
for
so
joining
much.
us.
It's such
You know
a
what?
pleasure
Thank
to
you.
Lovely meeting you, Suki.
Fantastic.
We had delighted to have Sukhvinder Singh Sanghu, who is actually running for the moment for candidate for council in Handsworth Wood, talking to us about the Conservative Party and why he feels people should vote for him. In the coming weeks, we will also be talking to other parties as well. If you'd like to get in touch and get involved with the conversation, then you can always tweet us. It's at BritAsia TV.
From all that talk, let's have a quick break and we'll be right back.